When you hear about Ebola, your mind immediately goes to the immediate threat, right? The virus itself, the fear of infection, the critical race to contain it. But what if I told you the biggest danger from Ebola might not be the disease itself, but the chilling effect it has on everything else? Before we dive into this unfolding situation, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in US politics and how global events intersect with it, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to bring you these essential stories. Now, let's talk about Uganda, specifically Queen Elizabeth National Park. It's hundreds of miles from the current epicenter of the Ebola outbreak in the Congo, meaning the actual risk of infection for people in places like Katunguru is, by all accounts, quite low. But here's the kicker: the anxiety, the sheer dread over the consequences of this public health crisis, is absolutely sky-high. And for good reason. This isn't just about a few cases of a virus, it's about the lifeblood of entire communities. For towns like Katunguru, tourism isn't just a small industry, it's everything. It's the jobs, the lodges, the guides, the local artisans selling their crafts, the restaurants, the transportation services. It's the entire economic ecosystem. And when news of Ebola, even a distant outbreak, hits the international headlines, the immediate reaction from the global tourism industry is often to pull the plug. Flights are cancelled, tour operators reroute, and booking shelves go bare. It's a domino effect that happens with frightening speed, and the fear of infection, no matter how statistically small the actual risk, becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy for economic devastation. Think about it from the perspective of a potential tourist. You're planning a dream safari in Uganda, a place renowned for its stunning wildlife and natural beauty. Then you see headlines about Ebola. Even if it's thousands of miles away, the perception is often danger zone. The travel advisories, the insurance concerns, the general feeling of uncertainty, it all adds up. And for many travelers, especially those on a budget or with families, avoiding perceived risk becomes the priority. This means the bookings dry up. The phone stops ringing. The visitors stop arriving. So, while doctors and public health officials are working tirelessly to combat the virus in its active zones, communities in places like western Uganda are already facing their own, very real crisis. They're battling a phantom enemy, the fear that has emptied their streets and silenced their businesses. This is a stark reminder that in our interconnected world, public health emergencies have tentacles that reach far beyond the immediate medical response. They can destabilize economies, disrupt livelihoods, and create a new wave of hardship for those already vulnerable. Who is affected? It's the park ranger who relies on visitor fees for his salary. It's the small shop owner who sells handmade souvenirs to tourists. It's the family that runs a guest house, their income vanishing overnight. It's the entire supply chain that supports these tourism-dependent businesses. These are people, families, communities who have done nothing wrong, who are not directly threatened by the virus, but who are being devastated by its shadow. The possible outcomes are grim if this continues. Prolonged economic hardship can lead to increased poverty, displacement, and social unrest. The very infrastructure that supports conservation efforts, often funded by tourism revenue, could crumble. This creates a vicious cycle where the lack of tourism revenue hinders conservation, which in turn might make the area less attractive for future tourism, even after the health crisis has passed. It's a complex, cascading problem that requires more than just a medical solution. It needs a global understanding of the ripple effects and a willingness to support these communities through the economic fallout. This isn't just a story about Uganda. It's a story about how fear, amplified by global media, can have profound and often devastating consequences that extend far beyond the initial crisis. It highlights the interconnectedness of global health, economics, and human well-being. We need to be more aware of these secondary impacts, the unseen costs that can be just as destructive as the primary threat. So, what do you think about this? When fear of a disease spreads globally, who bears the brunt of the economic fallout, and what responsibility does the international community have to help? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. This is a critical issue that deserves our attention.